Hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. My name is Karen Scott. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Edmonton, Alberta, and this is Karen Stamp Pad. So, welcome today. Today, I am going to show you a couple of cards using the Cheerful Daisies Suite. So, just want to let you know that if you're interested in this, you might want to place an order sooner rather than later, as it is on the low inventory list. So I don't know, how long it's going to last, but if you want to put together some cards like I'm doing today, or come up with some of your own, then do invest in this suite. It is, I love myself a good flower suite. It's great for Mother's Day. It's good for birthdays. Great for giving, female cards. So this one is really, I having a lot of fun playing with it. There's not, there's a variety of things that you can do. The designer series paper is nice. And I'm playing basically today with the dies. The dies you can do so much with. You can stamp if you want, but today we're playing with dies. So designer series paper and dies. Hello, Denise. How are you today? Thanks for joining me. Yeah. So I hope that you will get some inspiration from this, because I made quite a few Mother's Day cards that I'm going to give out using this suite. And yeah, I should have I made nice simple cards, and we use this at our crafting crew stamp night, which is the first Friday of every month. If you are a demonstrator and sign up under me or one of my fellow demonstrators, then you become a member of the crafting crew, and you can stamp with us. So you can join classes. You can join classes anytime. You don't need to be a demonstrator for that. But we get together the first Friday of every month and put together some cards, have a mystery stamp, a mystery card, and there's door prizes. It's a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of great ladies in this group. So, if you're interested, give me a shout and sign up. Starter kit is $135 here in Canada, and you get $165 worth of product. So of your choice, you choose whatever you want. And yes, Denise, I am doing good. I spent the day cleaning a lot of my craft room. So I'm feeling a little more refreshed, like once you get rid of all that paper and that kind of stuff that goes with playing and trying to create. So I'm going to turn, I think. So the only other thing I was going to tell you, like I said, this Fresh as a Daisy Suite is low inventory. If you want the number, if you want to order, it is number 161301, and it is $100.75. So I think it's worth every penny. You're going to get a lot of cards out of it. So let me turn my camera down. I will show you the suite, what's included, including the dies and the paper. I bought an extra package of paper because I've been going through it. So let me do that. And Denise, how are my puppies? My puppies are good. They survived the other day. And Gracie has not been settling down. They gave me some meds to sedate her and to keep her from running around, but she is the most high-strung dog that you will ever meet. Just a sweetheart, but just loves to go, and she loves to play ball. So and she runs up and down the fence when people walk by, and I can't keep her down. So her incision looks good. She hasn't torn it open or anything, but I'm noticing a little bit of a lump there. So I'm wondering whether or not inside has come through and she's getting a hernia, that maybe the intestines are poking through the inner layer. So I'm going to have to get her checked out just to make sure she's okay. But I mean, she's just go, 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 go. So anyway, I've had them out all day, so they're back in their kennel just during my live, because my other puppy Denali loves to chew everything. So and he's a going concern, but my puppies are great. So thanks for asking. So, okay, let me just turn my camera down and I will show you the suite. Actually, I had it open in the book, and you can see some of the projects that some of the artisans have designed. And you've probably already seen this if you've gone through the catalog, but let's just change this around. There we go. Okay. So this is the suite in the catalog. Like I said, it's $100.75, and you get some great designer series paper, which I'll show you, some adhesive backed dots, your stamp set, and your dies. So I think for this price, it's really good. So here's your dies all laid out. So we have your basic die, and you can just make cards with that, just using that. And then if you wanted a little more detailed, there's detailed die that would go on top. Just line that up. The same with the others. There's one for you sentiments, and then if you want to stamp and cut out your stamped images, they've got the outlines here, and some greenery. So anyway, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing with that. Here's your stamp set. There's a few sayings, but I am pulling in a couple of other stamp sets just for different sayings. So I've made a few with the birthday wishes, and then I brought in a Mother's Day stamp set, and I've done a ton of cards with Mother's Day on it. And your in color dots that come with that. And then here is the designer series paper. So here's your first layer, but it has a lot of the in colors. So let's how do I show this to you? So of course there's two of each sheet, and there's some of this one is really pretty, absolutely stunning, I think. And it goes with the pebbled path, the blue, or what is it called, blue azure, and the copper clay, the wild wheat, and the moody mauve. So so we're gonna be playing with that. Hello, Margaret Ann. Thanks for joining me. God, I love you guys. You're always here for me. Okay, so I'm going to just put this aside. I'm going to pull in the cards that I've already made, and I'm going to do them in different colors today. So this one is one, and it is a fancy fold, but don't be afraid of that. But so this is using the die cuts and just putting a little bit, using my sponge daubers and my blending brushes, and then open it up. And that's one card that we're going to do today. And then this is the second one. And again, using the die cuts and different stamp set. But that's the second one. And you'll find that putting these together are super easy. So what I did was I went ahead and I did some die cutting, and I used the dies and I cut everything out. So I have a bunch to play with. And so this is what I was just kind of how sort of the cards come together. I just made a pile of each of the things and pulled in the different colors of the cardstock and designer series paper, and then went ahead and colored them up and used them. So I will be using these. I'll just put those aside. And so I guess the first one, let's do the fancy fold and get that one out of the way. So I'm not sure what this is called, but I thought it showcased the designer series paper really well. See, I told you I was cleaning my craft room. I cleaned this off too and got all the glue off it. and my bone folder, and yeah, so things are a lot less sticky. So I've gone ahead and I'm going to make this fancy fold out of the Moody Mauve. And so let's bring this in. I've cut the sorry, the designer series paper already, but I wanted to show you how to do the cardstock. So we're going to put it on the long side to the 11-inch going down, and the shorter side along the top, and we're going to cut that at 5.5. So you're going to use a whole sheet of cardstock. So 5.5 by 11. So we're going to cut that. Hang on to this because we're going to need that. We are going to score this piece. I need to move that out of the way. We're going to score this piece at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. So this is going to fit into your envelope. It's going to be just a little bit smaller because this piece, after you fold it, is not your 5 1/4 or 5.5 by 4 1/4. It is going to be 4 by 5.5. So what we're going to do is take the second piece then, and we are going to cut this down. So we've got 3 inches left, and we're going to cut this down to 6 on the 11-inch side, and we're going to score that at 3 inches. Oh, I hear barking coming from upstairs. Kids were just coming home from school. Okay, so like I said, I've got the designer series paper already cut and scored. Or cut. I don't need to score it. So let's just burnish the edges. It's going to be quite thick, so you want it to lay as flat as possible. And then we're going to fold it in an accordion. Mountain, valley, mountain, valley. So you want to be able to pull this out. All right. Thank you for sharing, Margaret Ann. Hello, Kathy. How are you today? Okay. So now I'm going to bring in my designer series paper, like I said, that I have already cut. And so I'm using this beautiful piece for here. And I need to cut that down because I cut it at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And like I said, that one is going to be a bit smaller. So these pieces, we will need 4 of them, and they are 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put one piece on each of these panels, but I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and cut this piece down to 3 3/4. And it should be 5 1/4. Yep, 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, and that'll fit. So now we're finished with that for now. So let's just adhere these. Pull in my silicone craft mat so I don't get glue all over everything. And center on each panel. So today was a pretty nice day out. Not so cold and rainy, although I've been hoping for a lot of rain just to help with the wildfires that are going on here. We have quite a few people from Drayton Valley in our neighborhood that have come to stay here because they've been evacuated from their homes. So I just can't imagine having to leave everything behind and, needing people's help with, even the basics, food and water and that kind of thing, we've got a pretty good community and a lot of people come out and support. So that's kind of nice. But I feel so bad for these people. So we're just waiting to hear if everything's, under control so that they can go back to their homes. So let's put this piece on here. And center that. Okay. Now we're going to bring in our 3x6 piece. And we are going to center it here so that when we close it up, it is going to kind of go like that. So I just need a little bit of glue on each side of this. Don't want to go too far. Okay, and I'm going to go this way. I'm going to put that down like that, and then just push it over so it's centered. And give it a second to dry. All right. So now we want to take our 2 pieces of basic white, which are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, so 1/4 of an inch smaller than each panel. And I'm going to bring in my blending brushes and just put a little bit of the Moody Mauve. So I've had to invest in some more blending brushes because we have so many new colors. Bring in a scrap piece of paper. I just want it very, very light. So I'm not pushing too hard, but I just want a little bit of color on each of the panels. Okay. I also had to invest in some more sponge daubers for all the new colors as well. Oh, thank you, Margaret Ann. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I thought the fold just showcased the designer series paper so well. So it has some beautiful designer series paper. So let's go ahead and bring in. So, my husband's calling. All right. Poke out some of these, the insides. I didn't do that. You can use your brush. He's not used to me doing a live on Tuesdays, so and you know, this die cuts out you know, your base of your flower, and it has some what do you call it, leaves on it, and I'm not crazy about the leaves. And the first time I tried sponging some color on it, and it just ripped right off. And I prefer the greenery that comes with the other dye, so I just cut that off. I'm going to use my Moody Mauve, and I am going to just put some color on the tips of the flowers. So did anybody watch the hockey game last night? Are you into hockey? That was a sad game, I gotta tell you. I watched the game the other night, and Edmonton did so well in Vegas, and then they just blew it last night. So that's what is it? 2-1 now for Vegas, and I really hope Edmonton can pull it off in the next game. It's going to be a nail biter, but okay. So I'm cutting everything apart just because if you leave it the way it is, you've got one way to adhere it to the card, and I want to be able to change it up. So I'm also going to put some color in the centers with the edge of my sponge dauber. I'm going to bring in my other die cuts. Now this goes with it, and so one for each. For the big one, that, in the wrong one, and one there. So I'm going to do the same thing with my sponge dauber that I just had. Oh, wrong. Here we go. And I'll pull out a sentiment piece as well. Cynthia Ford, hello from Indianapolis, Indiana. Nice, welcome. Thank you for watching and saying hi. And just going to put some color on the tips of this. We're going to do a lot of this today. because like I said, we're just going to use the die cuts. So I'm going to glue these together. I could have used our, what do you call it? Double-sided, can't think of the name of it, to make stickers out of it. Probably would have been easier than using the glue, but that's okay. So you can line it up so it goes perfectly on here, or you can offset it, which I've done on a couple of them. It just kind of makes it look a little more full. You can't wait to get. Oh, you're getting it tomorrow, Cynthia. Nice. You will love playing with this. You will love playing with this set. I love the designer series paper on its own. Like you could just make a card, you know, the front of a card and put a sentiment on with just that, and or you can layer it with the other colors. It's and I'm really, you know, it's funny when the sheets, yes, adhesive sheets. Thank you. When the new in colors first came in, I thought, I wasn't really crazy about them. They were, to me, just kind of, I don't know, muddy looking, like the pebbled path and the wild wheat, and I don't know. And then I'm actually really, really liking these. So you like this color, Kathy? Yeah, yeah, I do too. It is becoming one of my favorites. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take I brought in, because I like some splatters and sort of a background on uh, my paper, just because it's so bare. And so I brought in the color and contour, and it's got the little splatters on the stamp. So I brought in that. I'm going to use I've buried it, my ink, and I'm going to put that on. And it just gives it a little something, something. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it right down. There. And I'm going to use this one and I'm going to pop it up. So let me grab my dimensionals. And the minis work really good on this one. So I can put a couple of those. Sorry if I'm looking stunned. I'm just looking. I've cleaned up, so now I have to look in different places for my stuff. Okay. Pardon me. And I'm going to put that there. I am going to bring in, this is what the greenery looks like with the die set. So, oops, can't see that. And I'm going to now this one you really could have used the adhesive sheets on. I just ordered some more, so, but I unpacked from I got it last week and I just finally unpacked everything and put it away. Because I've been busy playing with this suite. Okay, so I'm putting that there, and it can go up because it can. And let's adhere this. And then the only thing we need to do is stamp a sentiment. So There are no current Mother's Day stamps. So I use the, I'm trying to remember if I used that last week. The Celebrating You has a nice, beautiful Mother's Day stamp. I think I am going to just do another thank you card. So I'm bringing in my go-to greetings, which is I always need thank you cards. Good question. Let me find my stamp set. Oh, I put it way over here. It doesn't say that you're wondering if there's one particular person. Let's just have a look in here. It doesn't, no, it doesn't have a demonstrator's name on here that came up with that. So it must have just sort of been the Stampin' Up! Design team that comes up with their stamp sets. Usually they have their $1 million achievers and that kind of thing that will design a stamp set, but that it doesn't say that on this particular one. So, okay, stamp that. Actually, I didn't want to do that. I want to stamp it right on here. Oops. My brain's going a mile a minute and I can't keep up with it. ADHD. Okay, and I'm going to put some splatters on here. And then I have, or had, that leftover must have gone with the book. It went somewhere. If you can see it, let me know because I have lost it. So, and it's going to go on here. So now I need to do another one. Oh, Karen. Okay, I'm just going to put that on here. But that other little stamp or other little die cut that I had, oh, you use that all the time. Yeah. Yes, I love those. So I'm going to just place this on here and let's, I know I will find it and then I will put it on after the fact. But this is our card. And then we can bring in our jewels. And I have an open package. Yes. My stamping area is quickly becoming disorganized. So, I'm just going to put a couple of these on. And then once I find my, hello, Betty, how are you today? And once I find my little, it's this one that I've colored. And I'm going to put the big dot in the center of that. And that is, it's probably on the floor, but I can't see it. But there's our first card. So our little fancy fold. Okay. So now let's bring in this one. And I have decided I was going to use I'm going to try the Pebbled Path. So this is one of the designer series papers that comes in it, and maybe keeping with the moody mauve and coloring in the die cuts with the moody mauve and putting that on there. So let's give that a try and see how it turns out. And I'm going to put some of the some of the gold and the silver twine, I guess you'd call it. I don't. Which color do you think? So you guys decide before I get there. I'm going to color my flowers. And so we've got silver. We can use the silver, and then it's a pretty cool, like both of them go, I think, anyway. And so does gold. And it just kind of warms it up. So let's take a vote and you guys can decide. Thank you, Betty. Thank you for sharing and liking. I hope you get some ideas out of this. Okay, Margaret Ann, thanks for joining me. I will talk to you soon. So you guys decide, silver or gold. And I'm going to color these again, and I'm going to cut them. Just like I said, you can do so much more with them. So I'm just going to pick out all my pieces here. And this one I need, maybe I'll keep that and use that on my card. So I'm cutting my leaves off again. And I need another one of this one, looking at a couple of these die cuts. So if you just go crazy and just cut out a bunch and put them in little packages or baggies, and then you can just pull them out as you need them. So it doesn't take long because there's not a lot of little die cuts to you like the gold. Okay. Awesome. Me too. So I'm going to cut this one apart as well. So I was thinking that maybe I'd do a card class doing this, using this suite. So that might be coming up, but then I'd... So sponge dauber again, let's just put a little bit of color on these. I think these two colors go well together. The Pebbled Path and the Moody Mauve. And it doesn't take long to do these cards, which is nice. And these can all be mailed out. You don't need, all you need is a sentiment stamp. You don't, for these cards, because I do all the work and die cut. And cut all the pieces, so you don't even need the stamp set because there's no stamping involved in this. We're just using the dies. And okay, there's all our pieces. Of course, you need to poke all these little things out. And some color there. Okay. Get those ones out. Now let's put these together. And yeah, daisies are happy. I think I'm going to be planting daisies in my yard. And I'm hoping that Denali will not eat them, as he's eaten every plant in my yard and demolished all of the trees. So I had an apple tree out there that was had apples last year before we got them, and now it's down to a little stub. And then what else did he eat? He ate the cedar tree that was out there. There's nothing left to that. And all the bottom branches off my oak tree. So he ate all my strawberries, all my blueberries, and the plants. So I don't know if I can have anything in my yard this year. I'm scared. So I don't want to go investing in a bunch of stuff if he's just going to eat it all. So we'll have to see. I mean, if I'm going to plant trees, I need big ones so he can't get in them. Okay. So now we've got that put together. Let's get that out of the way. And we can put our designer series paper on here. Now, if you wanted, you could put a strip of coordinating designer series paper on that. I'm going to pop all of this up, but I'm going to take the, let's see. He sounds like a goat. Yeah, pretty much. You'd think we never fed him. He eats lots. So I took him to the to weigh him because I needed to get a current weight for flea and tick medication and worming medication and that kind of stuff. So I took him in and weighed him, and he is 78 pounds. So pretty big boy, and he's only a year old. He eats tons and chews lots of stuff. So I'm going to let this curl on its own. And how I'm going to put this down is I'm going to take some tear and tape. Oops, I'm going to have to do that again. And I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape. And I'm going to, if I can get a hold of it, just put a piece right there and hold it in place. Spread it out. I'm going to put these down. And I want to take this off just so you can't see the white. All right. I'm going to put one there. Oh no, a bunny buffet. That's cute. I've got hydrangeas in my front yard and they smell like vanilla. And I really like those and the bunnies because we've got a lot of bunnies around here. They're big, like jackrabbits, and they've left them alone. They don't do the hydrangeas. So I'm going to take this one, and like I said, I'm going to pop them all up. And what I did was just to kind of make it a little more 3D. I kind of just played with these and folded them down a bit. And so you can place it wherever you want, but my minis. One there, one there. Oops. Putting it the wrong way. I want it facing up towards the sun. And one there, one there. Okay. And see, these colors look really good together. And then I accidentally stamped this one for the other cards, so I'm going to use it on here, and I think that goes really well together. Pop this up as well. We're using a lot of dimensionals this time. And put it on right side up. And there we have another thank you card. So don't forget to do your inside. So you could take a piece of designer series paper, cut a strip off, and use that. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We could bring in the stamp set if we wanted to and stamp something on the inside. Or let's use that splatter again. And then you could bring in one of the flowers and just put that on. Let's see, this will be quick and easy. And glue that flat so it lays flat. And let's bring in that large dot just for the center. So there we have it. And there's your second card. So let me know which one you like the better. I know. Well, the pebbled path, like I said earlier, and I think you had missed it, Betty, but I thought they were all kind of muddy looking. And but I think the Moody Mauve just really kind of brightens it up. So here's your 2 cards for today, and let me know what you think. And yeah, I really like the Moody Mauve, and it goes well with that. So thank you for saying it looks awesome. I appreciate it. And so let me just go back. So those are the 2 cards for today. I've got a couple more cards that I will be doing on Thursday. So join me at 4 o'clock on Thursday, and we'll do a couple of more. And I will stamp one just to show you. So I'll probably be doing 3 cards on Thursday. One real quick using the stamp, but mostly the dies. And yeah, so I can't wait for you guys to get this set and start playing with it. You're really gonna like it, and if you get it, uh, wow, if you get it like tomorrow, you got time to make Mother's Day cards. So anyway, I think thank you cards, birthday cards, Mother's Day cards, I think they're all gonna look stunning. So have some fun with it. And let's see. Oh, thank you, Betty. Moody mauve is your favorite color. Yeah, yeah. It really is nice. It's becoming one of my favorites. So thank you, Denise. I will see you on Thursday, and you guys have a good couple of days. And if you do have this set and you start playing, please send me some pictures. I would love to see what you come up with. And until Thursday, you have a wonderful couple of days. So okay, bye for now.